Welcome to the Bobby Kudo Show, where we dive into the fascinating world of human experiences and excellence. With special guests, real-life anecdotes, and thought-provoking discussions. Get ready to unlock and tap into your absolute potential with your host, manifestation coach, Bobby Kudo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome episode 89 of the Bobby Kudo Show. It is my absolute pleasure to be in Studio B with Carlos Cesar. Welcome, sir. Mayoral candidate for the Florida mayoral candidacy coming up in November. Primaries in September. Exciting times. Everybody's talking about it. I think this is the buzz of the city. And I just want to say thank you so very much, sir, for coming into the studio and taking this opportunity to sit down and tap into your journey. I know that you did other shows. There are other shows out there, and I appreciate the Florida Reporter and what they do. But I'd like to think that we do things a little different here. I think the Bobby Kudo Show taps into the person, the human. Mm-hmm. You can go on any show you want, and I can take questions and ask you questions. But I think the questions only speak to the ideas that we have, mm-hmm. as opposed to who we are and who the actual human is and what that journey is. I will tell you that I feel very close to you. We are both, my mom and dad both immigrated here from the Azores, and both citizens. And I will tell you that I am a product of the American dream. So when I read some of the things that you write, and I've watched a lot of your videos, and I hear you, and it resonates with me because what you have done and what you have achieved, which I'm absolutely proud of you, sir, as an Azorean, that you are in the ring to be a mayor of a humongous city like this. Mm-hmm. So I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of my heritage, and I'm proud that you're here sitting with me today.
And first of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity to come here, and not just to be in touch with your viewers, but to the citizens of Fall River. I will take every opportunity. I will attend any radio podcast.
Yes, you should. Yes, sure.
Because I think I'm a big believer that people, the more you go out there, the more people recognizes you,
sure.
and the accomplishments that you've been doing. But because I'm a big believer, if you run for office,
mm-hmm.
it's because you've been trying to accomplish something through your life.
Sure.
Me, and like you said, coming from Portugal at 21, not speaking English.
Mm-hmm.
Today.
Well, French was your
French,
right. French is your.
Yes. Was French because I went to school, so it was a lot easier to understand the French and Portuguese. It was a lot. I thought I was getting the easy way out. As a second language, learning the French.
Yes.
But what I didn't know was that I was gonna end up in less than 2 years. I was gonna after graduating.
Yeah.
That was when end up over here, and I needed the English.
Right. Go
so
figure.
I came with the with my Portuguese. I still fluent in Portuguese. I read, I write, everything, but I had to learn the English.
Sure. But what a great place to learn, right? To come to Fall River. My mom, same thing. She was a seamstress her whole life. Mm-hmm. So she didn't speak. I will tell you, I'm sure you remember Quaker Fabric. It was a staple of the city. And I think a lot of the wealth that the Portuguese community has built was because of Quaker Fabric, right?
Yes.
A lot of wealth come from that. So when I say that, my mom worked there, and she was able to support two boys and in a multifamily house. And you think of that today and how difficult and almost impossible that would be. She was able to do that, and she came here with a dream. She came here with an idea. And I say to myself, very rarely, Carlos, are we presented. I want the audience to just take a second and realize, what would it mean to you if you had to pick up everything you knew, right? Mm-hmm. Your home where you grew up, and move to another, not down the street, not to another city, but to another country, right? You don't know the language, and somehow this strength inside you, you have this will and this desire that you want to be part of something great, and no greater nation than America. If you have a dream, this is where you can build it, right?
Yes.
My mom came here escaping Salazar, that whole situation, but little did she know that she was going to create something grander than herself, right? And I think people like you that are brave enough to take those chances. Sir, I am still here in America. I always say to myself, I always wish I had the strength and the courage to pick up and go somewhere else and build something great. And the thing is you didn't come here just to come here. You had a business You had a business there.
Yes.
Like it wasn't like you weren't established. You
Yes.
you weren't escaping anything. You were well off doing what you were doing there.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about that business?
Sure. So what happened was, and unfortunately, it's not. It's not like here
Mhm.
that you have you lose your job and you have a check until you decide to go back to work.
Right. Right.
Over
right.
there was not like that.
Mm.
So when I met my wife, she was working in a coffee shop,
Mm.
and then the contract ended, and she ended up with no work.
Okay.
So the first thing they found to her was to work in a bar, and she didn't feel comfortable. She went there.
Mhm.
She worked one night. It's not for me. I'm used to sell coffee.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not.
yeah, yeah.
It's a total different. So what happened was they said no more check. We found
Mm.
you a job.
Yeah.
You don't take
okay.
the job, no more check.
You can't pick and choose. All right, I get it.
Exactly.
I get it. I get it.
We give you
right.
we give you the job.
Right.
It's-
Right. 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 Right.
You don't
Take it
accept
or leave it.
Exactly. So what happened was I ended up opening my own representation from Sony.
Okay.
So I opened a stand with all from dishwashers to
Huh.
refrigerators, TVs, everything that the Sony was building.
Okay.
So they provide me the showroom. So they fill up my showroom.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was selling.
Is this
So-
in Punta Delgada?
in Porto Delgado.
Okay. Okay.
So at the time was the video cassettes was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
movies.
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
VHS, right,
yes,
right, right,
coming
Beta,
out,
VHS, yeah,
coming
yeah,
out.
right. Well, Sony was Beta, right? That was Beta,
Exactly,
yeah, 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 yeah.
So and then I opened the business. I opened a video store, and I was selling all the stuff from Sony.
So you were doing well, because
I was-
that's, I mean,
yes,
right?
Yes, I was doing well.
yeah, yeah.
I was doing well, and I think that kind of facilitate faster my paperwork. To come over here because they say, well, this guy's doing okay over here. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
so,
right, right, right,
if,
right,
if he doesn't make it there, he's going to come back in here
right,
again.
right, 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 right.
And actually, I came here. I start working at the dishwasher at the Leone's
Okay.
on the waterfront. Was
Okay.
my first job.
The Cove now, right? The Cove?
Cove,
Yeah, the Cove.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah,
old
yeah.
Leone's.
Yeah,
I started working,
Leone's.
working over there.
Yeah.
And from there, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, I will go to Madeire's Bakery
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
on Eastern Avenue,
Yeah.
and I will work there until 2 o'clock. Then I leave there. I go to Leone's, so
Yeah.
it's like 4 hours sleep, 5
Sure.
hours sleep,
Whatever
and
it takes.
back to back, back
Yeah,
to
yeah.
back.
But that was the hustle nature. Because, you know, like my mom would tell you, quando a gente estava lá, aquilo era trabalhar ou não tinha nada. Like if you didn't get up and you didn't get wood and you didn't milk the
Yes.
cow, there was
Yes.
there was nothing. There was
Yeah.
nothing.
So, and on the meanwhile, my poor mother was the one that had to take care of the store back in Portugal. So 6 months, I told her, let's try 6 months.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what happened. 6 months after, I liked it here.
Yeah, yeah,
And I went back, I sold the business, and I returned. So it was February of 1888.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. So, what freguesia are you from?
São Pedro, Ponta Delgada.
Oh, look, meus pais são das Filmes.
Nas Furnas,
Sim, senhor. Sim, senhor.
very nice
Thank you.
place.
Oh,
to,
cheirei bocadinho. I took my mom. My mom is 81. God rest her soul. I love her. She's 81. For her 80th birthday, she hadn't been back in 50 years. I said, and she, of course, reluctant, 80 years old. I said, Mama, we're going to go.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm very grateful that we did because my madrina was there, my
Yes.
godfather, who since passed away. It's as almost the universe gave me a chance to see her one last time before she passed. And I will tell you that the one thing that I found when I never went my whole life. So I was 50 years old. So
Yeah.
when I got there, it was very familiar to me. I felt like I had been there before.
Yes.
You know, my mom even said, she goes, "Estás guiando a escola que como é que tu conheces tudo?" Like I went down to Profissão, I was in the Ribeira Cant. Like I went to all these places, and it felt so familiar to me.
Yes.
And it was something about how friendly everyone was. No matter where I went, I was driving around randomly by myself. I'd go to a cafe, I'd see a police, "Senhor police, don't start a cafe." Ah, me, Mameline Bosch. I go get galão. It was just an amazing experience to be there alone. You know, my
Yes.
mom, I left her with my godmother, and I just went for a ride, and it felt like a surreal experience, like I'd experienced it before. So
Yes.
the only reason I mention this is I can imagine. I know my mom says, "Listen, a gente vem aqui necesidad. Like we
Yeah.
had to come over because we
Yes.
needed to. But being there, I'm like, why would you leave?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Why would you
That's-
leave this
that's-
beautiful
That's
place?
something that when I bring my daughters there, every time that I bring my daughters there, that's something they say, well, why you left this paradise? You know, why you left here? Well, it was different times.
That's
It
what
was
she says
different
too.
times.
She says that.
It was
yeah.
different times.
Yes,
We
yeah,
will never. And to tell you the truth, they still struggling.
Yes,
there.
agreed.
They still
Agreed.
struggling
I
there.
think they have a situation with their elderly. I think
Yes.
that they have an aging community,
Mhm.
and I think again, not to tell tales out of tale, but my godmother, God rest her soul, she was having home care, but it wasn't enough. She had an accident, she slipped, she fell, she banged her head. That's what.
But one thing that I've been noticing in all the years that I go there is how much money they bring in from outside to help the residents
Sure.
with the prices.
Yeah.
So all those tourists, so all those ships stopping by,
Yeah.
and all of that keeps the money coming into the city, and that helps the people not paying too much tax
Right.
because they got it. So it's different there. You go to a gift shop to buy something, a souvenir to bring here, and here's a refrigerator with beer.
Yeah,
You just
right.
buy the beer. They open
Right.
at the counter,
Yes,
and you get out of the
yes,
store drinking the
yes,
beer.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
You have.
But that's the culture. The
Exactly,
culture's built that way.
exactly.
Yes.
But
yes.
you don't see people drunk.
No.
You don't see. They're
No,
very responsible.
No.
But they pay €2 for a beer. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
$2
right,
for a
right,
beer.
right.
So it's
So,
it's different.
You know what I
It's
think,
been-
Carlos? I think you can't escape who you are. So
Yes.
I think when you're on an island, here in America, if I did something that was grotesque, I could just get on an airplane and go to another place and nobody would ever see me ever again. I can hide. But when you live on an island like the Azores, who you are, your name, you don't want to disrespect your family.
No.
That all matters. And I think carrying that is why people can have a beer and control themselves and be
Yes.
respectful in public places.
Mhm.
So which brings me to my point. So if we came here, we say to America, we say Fall River, for example, it's clear that we walk around, we walk the streets, we see what's actually happening. And I feel like it's an absolute clear definition of people just not being engaged or caring about our community.
Yes.
I don't know if you're aware, familiar with the broken window theory. I mentioned it with the other candidates as well. And I find that it's such a simple idea, but also really realizing that it makes all the sense in the world, right?
Yes.
So if the room is clean, then everybody that comes into the space is going to respect it because it's clean.
Correct.
But if it's a dirty room, people throw things on the floor. People don't care. Same idea. Broken window, somebody will break another window. But if there's no broken windows, no one's breaking windows.
One of the things that people mention to me every time that I bring people there, as you know,
Yeah.
part of one of the great things that I did with the organization that I was a president was to help the elderly
Mhm.
and grow so much from trips to the casino
Yeah,
into
yeah.
overseas trips.
Yes, yes.
Bring them back. The
Yes.
parents, the sons, daughters could not bring them.
Yep.
They are an age now they cannot travel by themselves.
Yeah.
But if they own a group with another couple of friends, then they go over there. And one thing that I got over and over again is how clean the streets are over there.
Yeah.
You know, even if a tourist puts a paper down, that paper don't last much
No.
because don't last longer in there because they have always people picking up
Yes.
and vacuum.
Vacuuming and landscaping,
Yes.
everything is always
Yeah,
beautiful.
and water and
Yes.
cleaning with water. You
Yes.
know, so
Yes.
I think I think that's what the Portuguese, the respect,
The pride.
I was talking. I've been knocking on doors for a couple of weeks now.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
have an opportunity every time that I bump into a Portuguese. I know they feel comfortable speaking Portuguese,
Sure.
so I go right. Hey, onde é que tu és? So we engage in a good conversation.
Yeah.
And one thing that they say, and I agree all the time, it's all about respect.
Sure.
And even this second generation, my
Mhm.
kids were born here.
Yep.
But they respect me
Sure.
as I respect my parents. I
Absolutely.
will never do anything to embarrass my parents. So my parents will never be point out on the streets. Oh,
100%.
that's the father of the guy that
Oh, yeah.
did this or did that.
Yes.
So
yes.
and the second generation that we see, it's the same thing. My kids, I call them kids because one is 25 and one is 29.
Yeah,
but
they'll
they
always be a kid.
doesn't matter
They'll
what
always be a
age.
kid.
It's like I'm the oldest son, and my mother treats me like I'm
Of
15
course.
still.
Forever.
You know, but and pushes me my years. And,
Sure.
and when I see her, she's still living in Portugal. The first thing I have to see is Monsa Benz.
Hey, of
Because
course. Go
if I
ahead.
don't ask her blessing,
Fucking
that's
spit.
it's no
Pancadaria.
respect.
Pancadaria.
So, and I'm 59. I
Yeah,
still have
yes,
that respect
of course,
for
Of
them.
course. Of course.
And the same thing with my daughters. They sometimes they talking to each other, and on that spirit, it comes a swear.
Yeah, right.
And the first thing is, hey, Daddy, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
because it's
right.
the
Right.
respect.
Right.
It's
right.
the respect.
Right.
They know
yes.
that I don't like
yes.
that.
Right.
So,
right.
and it's the respect.
Yes.
So that's
But that's fundamental, right? That comes from the
exactly.
parent and the next generation. If you're raising a generation with no pride and no care, it's somebody else's job.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
that's just the way it is.
And that thing that the work.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Absolutely.
Work
Ethic. Yep.
And my two girls are like this. They try to go on their own when they're 18. They never came back.
Yeah.
They have their cars. They have their rents.
Perfect.
They never came back to
Yeah.
me.
Contributing members of the society. That's what we
Correct.
want to raise.
So
Yes.
that's-
Yes.
So on that, I'm glad that I raised them with the respect for the others,
Yep.
and I'm not going to be here forever to take care of you. You
Yes.
need to take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
So,
In that spirit, you mentioned the elderly, and I just want people to realize, if they don't know, how impactful you've been in that community, in the Flint Village area. You actually erected a senior citizen community center.
yes.
Tell me about that. Can you tell us about that?
One day I got a call from a city council president saying, Carlos, we have somebody that wants to buy the mill on Alden Street. I think you should go to the table. You should go and see what this project is about.
Yeah.
And I did. We had lunch at the lawyer and the owners from New York, and they were like, we are all about community.
Yeah.
We want to give back to the community. So you, as a president of your neighborhood, what can we help? And at the time, I had plenty of conversations with the person in charge of the senior center on the Flint, and we used to do all kinds of help on the senior center. And I remember the place was very old. The carpet smelled bad.
Yeah.
Every time the rain, they had to cancel days at the senior center because they were raining inside like outside.
Yeah.
The owner didn't maintain the building.
Yeah.
So I said, here's the opportunity. So we need a senior center. And they, we'd be glad to help you if we get the building and if we go ahead with the project.
Yeah.
So it's okay, let's work together. What do you need from me?
Sure.
From us, they want a lot of support so they could get the tax for the building.
Sure.
And return, they will give us a free senior center.
Oh wow.
So right now, we have a 6,000 square feet.
Oh wow.
Senior center, brand new
Yeah.
kitchen, which we serve. The senior center there serves 60, 70 meals.
Come on.
One every
That's
other
amazing.
day.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And the cost at this to the city is $1 a year.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh
Because
wow.
They have to get
Yeah,
a
of
rent
course,
contract. So
of
it
course.
was $1.
That's amazing.
per
That's
year.
amazing. And you negotiated all that.
I negotiated.
And that's important. People need to know that, because the next mayor of the city has to be nimble, has to be able to negotiate. I think that's so very important. Carlos, I'll tell you this, man. There's low hanging fruit everywhere, right? We can the homeless, easy, right? We see it every day.
Yep.
The streets, the condition of the city, we see it every day. I think it's the people that don't make any noise. It's our senior citizens. Where are they?
Yeah.
We don't see them. We don't think of them. It was great. I was talking to Chris Peckham, and we were talking about Milliken Boulevard, and Canal Street. You mix these senior citizens with younger people, and it just doesn't work. And unfortunately, these senior citizens, they don't complain because they don't want to lose their place or their home, right?
So I got programs for the seniors. I got programs. In 10 years, I had an award from the Bio Reserve. I brought kids to learn about insects, trees, about water treatment.
Yeah.
I brought over 10,000 kids
Oh, wow.
over there.
Oh, wow.
They give me an award for,
Oh, that's great.
for that. So every year after school, when the school was done,
Yeah.
I will put a class back to back. We provide the transportation, and that was and believe it or not, for some kids, that's the only
Right.
trip they had.
Wow.
So they look for that.
Yeah.
So
right.
we did that, and then came the big project, the
Yeah.
$2.5 million that I was able to get to the
Wow.
Flint neighborhood.
Wow.
One day I called Ken Pacheco. He
Yeah.
was in charge
Yeah.
of the trash and water. So I called 4 or 5 friends into Father Travasos, and I knew that that park had a pump, a water pump for the neighborhood on that park.
Yeah.
So I called them there and I said, you know something, I can see here something with water to entertain the kids, something with water.
Yeah.
So my friend Al Lima, that already passed.
Rest in peace.
Yes. He designed the project for us to send to the state.
Okay.
Project was beautiful, with all the soccer fields, with the water.
Patrick, Deval Patrick?
At the time was the
Patrick, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
the
I'm
time was
trying
Deval.
to think of the date,
Yes,
so I'm trying to follow along. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So we sent that to be approved.
Yeah.
But a month after, we got an answer, and Ken Pacheco called me. He said, Carlos, here's the conversation that I had with the governor. He told me that unfortunately he doesn't have money to renew to fix parks, but he saw something very interesting on that plan that Al Lima sent it, and Al Lima always thinking in advance. So what he did was, and I still have a picture of the plan, he put right on the back, right on the top, the bike pad. Okay.
Okay.
He put right on the top the bike pad.
Yeah.
And then Ken Pacheco said, you know something, but he said that out of the $11 million that he has to put a bike pad in Fall River, which got approved and the money is there, he's going to take $2.5 million.
Oh, wow.
And he's going to put it to fix
Oh,
the
wow.
Father Travasos
That's
Park.
amazing. That's so amazing.
So-
How great is that?
And this is all stuff that you can Google on Facebook.
Yeah.
because, during construction, I was doing presentations, interviews for TVs and
Yeah.
everything, because it was a big.
I tell you what, Carlos, those are such noble things, and unfortunately, there's no way to track it, right? But when you think about it, you say to yourself, all the children that are going to spend summers
Yes.
at that water park,
Yes.
they're not in the streets.
Yeah.
They're not sitting at home playing video games. They're not right. So it's like one of those things that it's impossible to measure, but the good is there.
Yes.
It's contributing to the community to make it build a strong community.
Yeah, another accomplishment that I remember. We had a weekend where it was like 2 or 3 robberies on Pleasant Street, and I called.
What are they stealing? There's nothing on Pleasant
The
Street.
stores.
There's nothing there.
But the option it was on the radio was like, it's a lot of crime on Pleasant Street. I will never walk on Pleasant Street. So I called the mayor Flanagan, who was Flanagan at the time.
Yeah.
I called Flanagan. I said, you know something, I need help. I need you to help me change this mentality that now it's not safe to walk on Pleasant Street. So he said, Carlos, I'm thinking of something. I will give you a call tomorrow. Okay. The next day, give me a call, and he told me, Carlos, I'm bringing a carnival to Fall River. I want the profits from the carnival to go to your neighborhood,
Oh, wow.
and spend it the way you think that it's going to prevent the crime. I hang up the phone from Mayor Flanagan. I call the Chief Rosine.
Yeah.
I said, Chief, if I got money, how can I best use the money
Yeah.
for the crime
Yeah.
on Pleasant
Well,
Street?
I mean, go to the source, right? What a great idea. I mean, amazing. Instead of going through the bureaucracy of a bunch of,
Exactly.
go right to, I love that. I
Exactly.
love that. I love that. A man of action. I love
So
that.
he said, Carlos, I'm going to be very frank with you. If you get me the money, I probably can put one extra cop on the street, maybe for a month, two, depend how much money you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But we have no cameras. So if you could provide us some cameras, that would be very, very good for the
It
city.
makes sense. Somebody's just sitting there. They can watch the whole area.
So I talked to the carnival guy, very, very nice person, still in touch today. I was
Yeah.
with, I had lunch with him just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I tell him, you know something, I know it's expensive. A carnival can
Sure.
be expensive for a parent that has 5 kids.
Sure.
You know, so what can you help me with besides give me a donation?
Yeah.
He said, well, let's do this. I'm going to put all the kids can come from 3 to 6
Okay.
for free. I'm going to, you can print bracelets.
Okay.
So every school I personally delivered for every kid went home with bracelets.
Wow. No
go
kidding.
For free
Yeah.
to the carnival.
How did I hear this? How did I not hear this?
So I deliver for every school.
Oh,
I
wow.
handle
Oh, wow.
all to the principals the thing. The end of the carnival, we did a press conference, and the carnival handed me a check for $15,000.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I got in touch with the chief. I said, Chief, I have $15,000. What can we do?
Yeah.
So we went through the cameras. We bought 3 cameras at $3,500 each.
Okay.
The cameras were so good that the officer could see from their phone.
Oh, wow.
So we had.
So you got the
put
detail.
internet-
You got that HD detail.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Right.
we, besides the 3 cameras, we had to pay the whole year for the wireless
Monitoring.
internet.
Yes. Right.
So they
right.
could get access to the cameras.
Makes sense.
A month after, we got a lot of drugs out of one house.
Wow.
And guns out of one house. That's
Because you
so-
could see it. You could see it.
yes. So one day
Wow.
the chief asked me to come by the station and for to see. So I saw where the cameras was installed, and they said they saw the sky. They saw the sky that they will never know that because we don't
Wow.
install them.
Right.
We have somebody install them for us.
Yeah.
So so we got all the data that we need, and when we see that we're going to catch the maximum out of that address, we go in.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
I mean, I'm being
That's such a cool story because nobody knows how that happens, right? So
Exactly.
somebody read in the newspaper, big drug bust, and they collected
Yes.
drugs and guns, but nobody knows how it
Yes.
all came to be. You know what I mean? What a
Yes.
great story that,
Yes.
helping out the children and having the kids enjoy their afternoon for free
Yeah.
was, right,
Yes.
the catalyst to cleaning up the neighborhood. That's
Yes.
amazing, Carlos.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, we were able, and always with a team of friends.
Sure.
Oh,
Sure.
we have a lot of this city. It's so lucky that we have a lot of citizens
Mhm.
that they don't want to get paid. They
Mm.
want to help.
Right.
And I was so happy that every idea that 30 years after, probably another event that you never heard about, a rodeo.
Oh, love that.
I bought a rodeo 30 years after,
No kidding.
and I set up a parking lot, a mill parking lot, into an arena.
No kidding.
And it's funny because, and again, I call again. I had a friends tell me, Carlos, we don't have a rodeo. I said, you know something? I don't know. I don't understand anything about rodeo.
Sure.
But you know what you're doing. Tell me what you need. I will make happen.
Yeah.
So, and we did make happen.
Yeah.
So one day I go to Ken Pacheco and I said, Ken, I need help. And he's like, oh, Carlos, what's now? I said, well, I want to do a rodeo, but I need dirt. I need a lot of dirt.
Right.
And
right.
they said, no problem. We're gonna help. So he started truck after truck after truck. So we set up a parking lot
Yeah.
into an arena.
And when was this?
Oh, this was probably, I will say, 10 years ago.
We got to do it
maybe.
again.
You
We got to do it
I mean,
again.
I had 45 vendors.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Tents. I have I have pictures. I have videos
Yeah.
of it. That was a great event.
Yeah.
But because somebody knows about something, and I was able to work with them
And
to
put
make
it together. Yeah, absolutely.
But from all the rodeo,
Yeah.
the funny part is when was time to take the dirt out,
Mm.
I go again to Ken Pacheco and I said, Ken, we have a big problem. That dirt, it's dirty. That dirt, with having all those
It's not
animals
clean
there,
dirt.
that's
It's dirty
not
dirt.
clean
Yeah,
dirt.
it's dirty dirt.
And he looks at me very calm and
Yeah.
he said, Carlos, you don't know how much I need that dirt.
Mm.
I said, with all
Fertilizer.
So the dirt is right on the end of Durfee Street.
Yeah.
When you come from North Main,
Oh yeah. I
And
know
you-
exactly what you're talking about. The roundabout there. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
so the dirt from the rodeo
Yeah.
is on that part.
Oh,
and
wow.
that grass, it's green
You
every
see
year.
it? It looks beautiful. And that used to be dead over there. That used to look terrible. I love that. That's so great. What a great story. I love that. That's such a great
So,
story,
yeah.
man. That's amazing.
So I've been in there. I've
Yeah.
been out there for 30 years, trying my best.
Yeah,
trying to,
yeah.
to help
Carlos,
the city.
you are a pillar of the community.
You
You're
know,
a pillar of
so-
your community. You work with other leaders, and it's obvious. It's
Yes.
obvious.
So another one that I would like to tell you about is the question on the ballot that I put 10 years ago.
Okay.
So, and let me bring you a little bit back. At the time, we bought brand new trucks.
Mhm.
So the city bond $7 or $8 million to buy new trucks
Mhm.
because one of the employees fall from back the truck and hurt himself. So
Yeah.
the city didn't want to be ill for
Of course. Of
for
course.
no more. So they purchased brand new trucks.
Sure.
10 years after, the city decided to go in a different direction.
Mhm.
So we sold those 8 trucks or 7 trucks for $1.1 million. So right there,
Yeah, that math doesn't
the
work.
taxpayer
Yeah, math doesn't work.
still have a bill
Yeah.
at the time to
Wow.
pay $7 million and don't have the trucks.
Mm.
And then it was the brown barrel and the green barrel and the blue barrel and then the purple bag.
And then the pink
So I
barrels.
said-
Yeah.
Here was a solution.
Mm.
Let's build a transfer station. Let's ask the taxpayers of Fall River if they want a transfer station, if they want to pay for a transfer station.
Yep.
Because that will resolve a lot of problems.
Sure. And generate revenue.
It
Right?
another revenue.
Yes.
So I contact Michelle Dion, and we worked. We put the question on the ballot.
Hmm.
The question on the ballot got 10,055 votes
Okay.
approving to do it.
Oh, wow.
The administration at the time just turned around once again and didn't accept the taxpayers'
Mm.
voice.
Yeah.
What they decided to do. So what they do is they go into a contract.
Mhm.
They go into a contract. At the time, 10 years ago, the construction was going to cost us $13 million.
Okay.
The revenue by now, 10 years after, that bill would be paid,
Hmm.
the
Mhm.
$13 million.
Yeah.
We will be collecting trash from surrounding areas in Fall River and collecting big revenue
Sure.
to help the tax.
Instead of paying somebody else to do it.
Instead of paying somebody else
Yep.
to do. When this administration started,
Mm.
he put a task force together, and I have it in here, the recommendations
Mm.
that they give him. And what happened was, once again, it turned around. Second time that the taxpayer lost money
Mm.
because the contract that we pay now
Yeah.
is double of that contract if they had gone into that contract.
Why do you think?
And guess what? Next year, just for pickup trash,
Mm.
it's going to cost us $13.5 million.
Wow.
The price that we could have paid 10 years ago
And
resolved the
and
problem.
done with it. Yeah, and done with it. I seem, everything to me is a continuance.
Yes.
They just keep pushing everything.
Mhm.
Even with the emergency building, right? With the
Yeah.
EMS, like that whole situation. Why are you waiting until the last day, sitting down with the land?
Well, but the problem too I see is nothing has a plan. Nothing has a vision.
It does.
Nothing has the end of we're gonna sacrifice this, but that's what we're gonna end up with.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It's nothing like that.
Right.
It's no plans. Nothing that's gonna benefit the taxpayers.
Right.
They're
right,
living, paycheck to paycheck
Mhm.
with no saving money.
Right.
They live paycheck to paycheck. This year is 5 years ago was $272 million budget.
Mm.
Next year is going to be $451 million. So it's 90% increase, $240 million.
Mm.
And still no plan.
Right.
So
right.
next year when they do 2027 budget's going to probably be on 600-700.
Yeah, but where does it come from? Like, you know what I mean? Like, at some point,
From the
but
taxpayer.
that's what I'm saying. At some point, there's no more. Like, you can only take so much. The vodka only gives so much milk. Like, you're gonna run out. You're gonna run out.
And that's what's happening. It's business are closing.
Yes.
The people are throwing out of the homes.
There's no place to park. If I have a business, I can't park anywhere. The streets are an absolute mess. You know, and I just want to, since we're talking about it, I know that you're an advocate and you want to do a forensic audit. I know that you want to do that. And so, you know, although I am a fan, I agree with you. But just objectively, I'd like to say, what's the point, right? And I'm saying this objectively. So we do an audit. We discover that all this money went to certain people. What are the consequences? Carlos, what are the consequences? Because we see this happening over and over and over again, and we find out the truth, and it hurts so much because we do nothing about it, right? Mm-hmm. So we know they're doing the wrong, and then they get away with it.
Accountability, okay? If you did something wrong, I'm not going to move your position to another position, hide you under a desk for a year so people don't remember you anymore.
Right.
No. You did the mistake, you did the crime, you're going to pay the time.
Right.
Period.
Right.
It's no question about.
Right.
Now.
Yeah, but will the DA do it? That's my problem. Will the DA do it? Like, if you found someone guilty, right, and now the DA is investigating, what do they do? Do they just push it away, or do we hold the DA accountable?
It's possible.
Right.
But on my side, one thing is that employee will no longer be robbing the taxpayer.
100%. At least that, right? At least that. You don't work here anymore.
Exactly.
At least that.
Exactly.
At least that.
So, I think it's very important for us people to be, in charge, respectful.
Yep.
Everybody needs to be respected to the taxpayer.
Yep.
At the end, my belief, I'm going to fund accounts with a lot of money.
Yep.
Because $242 million, in 5 years, seems like a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
So,
with nothing to show for it.
I'm going to give you two examples why I think that's a lot of accounts there that the taxpayers don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bring you back to one example. Flanagan administration. This was years ago.
Yep.
15 years ago, maybe. Everybody was, and Joe Good, I confirmed with Joe Good. She reported that on the Herald News back then. Everybody went home with a pink slip because was no money on the budget on a Friday. On a Monday morning, big conference, he found an account with $5 million. Okay, that's one example. Let's bring it now to today. They just approved a budget last month. 10 people die on a fire. 24 hours, he found an account with $1.5 million. See?
That hurts, Carlos. That hurts, Carlos. That hurts.
It's money on that
people
budget.
People are dying. It's not just being sneaky. People are losing their lives.
Exactly.
That's something different.
But that's what I don't understand is where is the priorities?
Right.
The priorities, the first people should be coming for money to make sure they're full funded. Yep. It's crime. It's schools, which 3 years with no contracts with the teachers.
Yep.
It's the fire department. It's the police department. They should be the first ones on the table.
100%.
When we finalizing the budget, and I don't have money on the budget for pay raises, okay? Or if I don't have money on the budget to hire the
consultants.
Yes. No, the assistant of the assistant of the assistant.
Yeah, to consult the assistant.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
So it's like one full-time and 5 part-times doing the job of one person.
Exactly.
Then if I don't have money for them, hey, too bad. I don't have money for you.
Right.
But my city, it's safe.
Yep.
I have all the fire department budgets.
Yep.
Everything they need to do their work.
Yep.
And that it's the last thing that I'm worried about. It's somebody that got a job last year and is going to get a $15,000 raise every year.
Sure.
What happened to people at City Hall for the past 2 years?
Right.
$15,000 pay raise every year. And you have people dedicated to the city, working at City Hall for years.
They don't want to lose their job.
Still making $20,000 a year. That's the part that...
And don't complain. Don't complain.
So, yes, I decided to run 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, I said, we need to put somebody there, and I promised myself that I will have a different option
Mm-hmm.
coming next time that I go out to vote,
Okay.
because I will have a different person to vote for.
Sure.
So I came forward. I opened my financial, because this is an account that people saying, I didn't know that you was running. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm out there for 2 years telling that I'm going to run.
Right. Right.
I opened my financial account with the state a year ago.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm being out there talking to people already. That gave me, and the reason I came out first, it's for two reasons. Number one, people know that I'm not looking for a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I decided to run. I don't care who was going to run.
Right. Right. Right.
I'm not going to wait for I can win this.
I can beat that guy. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I can
Right.
beat
Right.
this
Right.
guy,
Right.
so
Right.
I'm
Right.
going to run today.
Yeah.
I'm going to decide to run. No,
Right.
was
Right.
never my intention to run against nobody. I'm running against one person, and that's the mayor.
Sure.
I'm not running against anybody else.
Yep.
So that's why I came that early. Second reason that it was good for me was because by now I have my teams together.
Mm.
Okay, I have my teams on homelessness. I have my teams on the economic development.
Yeah.
I have my teams on trash,
Sure.
because those people that
Yeah.
give that paperwork to the mayor, they on my team.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
they contact me,
Yes.
Carlos.
Yeah.
If he had do what we had told them to do, we would not be on this situation.
Right.
So let's
Right.
hope that you get there and you get it fixed forever this time.
You-
So
I said it. The person, the mayor that wins this mayoral, he has to be the smartest guy who knows the smartest people.
Yes.
We never get the perfect mayor, right?
Mhm.
But we get the one that's smart enough to say, let me build these teams. I've had a couple of candidates on the show. You're the only one that has teams already built and ready to go.
Yes.
Just so that's important to know that.
Mhm.
And I know that you're in that Flint community,
Mhm.
and you drive that force.
Mhm.
And I think having that experience for you and those connections, so you're already working with these people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're
Yes.
and you're working on a neutral ground. It's not you against me, right?
Yes.
It's us for the community.
And my team, I've been saying this, no one on my team is looking for a job. Either they retired
Mhm.
or they have good jobs.
Sure.
They're not looking for a city job.
Yeah.
So they on this because they care about the city, they care about Fall River, and they know that I can do a better job and save taxpayers money.
Sure.
That's why they say that I'm the right guy. But and another thing is I'm not just on this. Well, I know about this,
Mhm.
but I don't know about all the other 5 factors to run the city.
Right.
That's not true. I've been everywhere.
Right.
For all these years, I've been everywhere.
Right.
I worked with. I have in here that I can show you. I got recognized from 3 different mayors.
Mhm.
I have citations from 3 different mayors that they recognize my work on this community
Yeah.
and how much I do for the city.
Yeah.
I got everything from the from the police department all the way to the state house citations, because years ago, I don't know how many years ago, I was nominated the neighborhood hero.
Mm.
So I got a bunch of citations,
Yeah.
and a lot of things. A lot of organizations try to recognize me. I never go.
Mhm.
I always send somebody because
I-
I don't like to.
I
be
always
in
say
spotlight.
the people that do the most say the least. That's
Yes,
how that
yes,
goes.
I
Yes.
try.
Right.
That's
Yes.
why a lot of this stuff it's not out there.
Yes. Right.
Because
Right.
they don't even know that I was.
Carlos, that's why
behind.
you're here. That's why you're here in this studio, because
So-
people need to be aware of these things.
Mhm.
People, we have these pillars of the community where I think one man does the work of 10, right?
Mhm.
Because we have to, because you have to. It's the same reason why I'm here, because I feel like there's a calling. I want to help my community. It's not about money, it's not about fame. It's about being a voice and saying to myself, you know what, my children are here, and one day I will expire. What's my legacy?
Yep.
What am I leaving behind? What are we leaving behind, Carlos?
And if we go back, I didn't at the time. I didn't even speak English.
Mm.
I was already involved on the on fundraisers for the house torn.
Mm.
I don't know if you remember, on Bay Street was the last place for people that were going to pass with cancer, and the families could not take care of them, so they will place them in there.
Yeah.
So we raised thousands and thousands of dollars, and I was involved just entertaining. I was not speaking English, but they were putting shows together. The ladies at the shops will sell tickets, sell cakes and malasadas. So to raise, and then at the end we will do one show with Raul Benavides.
Oh, yeah, of course. Rest in peace, Raul Benavides. Yes.
Raul Benavides. I was pretty much a clown for him. I went to stage like 5 times doing the show. I would go backstage, change, and come back again, just to entertain. So I did that.
The crazy man.
Then we did. I got contact. Fire just burned down a Portuguese marching band place on Bafford Street. So then I became the president. So we raised money. I did big.
Is this at the Banda Nutrição de Luz?
No, Banda Suriana.
Suriana, okay.
Then we did shows. They lost uniforms. They lost instruments on the fire. So they came for help. I got involved. We did cruises on Big Queen in Bristol.
Oh
to fundraise money for them. And then we did a Christmas show. We did a Christmas show with Ed Limber was singing with the band at the last at the end of the show. We raised money, so we got new uniforms, we got new instruments and everything.
Oh, wow.
My job there was done. I moved to the next one. I was the vice president from the Sociedade Cultural Lusitania.
Okay,
right across from the court.
Yep.
We used to have that building there.
Yeah.
I was there for 10 years. Then I moved from there into the Flint Merchants Association.
Okay.
And then from the Flint Merchants Association into the Flint Neighborhood Association. So, I mean, I've been out there trying.
Yeah, but Carlos, this is all driven from inside you. Like, you know what I mean? Why do you do it? You know what I mean? You came here from another country, but you didn't just come here to live. You came here to explore, to make it better.
Yes.
You know, I'm here. I love this country. How can we make it better? To the point where I will tell you, Carlos, I love my community. I support my community, but I've never thought saying, hey, I'm going to run for mayor. You know, because I've always thought it's such a huge, monumental task.
And one of the reasons that I'm running for is for all these accomplishments that I did. I lost a lot of good accomplishments because I didn't have the power.
Right.
Okay?
If you had the pen,
I remember when Harbor Mall closed down.
Yeah.
Okay, I sent emails to developers for a water park. For waterways. I contact waterways and
I love that outside thinking, man. I love that. Yeah, I love that. Right.
It's been a year, and the place was closed.
Yeah.
Nobody could use it.
Nope.
So I said, okay, this is the perfect location for. And guess what? If we can
Route 24 is right there, right? Like right off the highway.
So
the casino.
That's what they look for. It's been in and out of the highway. They don't like to put their customers through traffic and everything.
Yeah.
So I said, look, just the potential.
Yep.
We could have something that we could use summer jobs for the kids in the summer and in the winter.
Yeah.
Big tax revenue for the city.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
A lot of jobs.
Yes.
And even in the winter, we could freeze the pools and have ring
that's a
skates
great idea.
And
what a great idea.
A beautiful show, light show on the winter night with hot chocolate.
Love that. Yes, the tree lighting ceremonies. You could do there's so much you could do. There's so much you could do.
This is just one example.
Sure.
That things that I lost that I never able to accomplish.
Yeah.
So I have that idea and that mentality and that vision.
Yeah.
Okay, because we came from Ponta Delgada.
Yes.
Ponta Delgada, it's a
Festa.
lot of
Festa.
It's festa every weekend.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
And that's what
we should celebrate, right? If you're winning, Carlos, let's celebrate, right?
Yeah.
You know, the fruits of our work, the fruits of our labor. Let's celebrate.
Yeah. So I mean, it's been and it's just like this one. It's been a lot. We need revenue. Definitely, we need new revenue.
Sure.
And I'm thinking, the city owns 30% of land. Okay, between the parks and the water department. Water department has a lot of land.
Mm-hmm.
What they don't want, they buy the land, they fence the land in because they don't want the grounds to be disturbed.
Sure.
Which I understand.
Right.
But if that land, if the taxpayers are not collecting taxes.
Yeah,
from
revenue from it, then it's costing money.
let's
Yes.
make it work for us.
Yeah, right.
Help on that
Natural reserve. Put a path in there, maybe, right?
Something.
Something.
We don't have a campground.
Right. Right.
How difficult will it be to build a campground?
Yeah.
You know, we have people that traveling with campers from Connecticut to Cape Cod. Can you imagine if they could hook up in Fall River?
Right here. Right
It's
down the
revenue.
waterfront. Clean it
It's
up.
revenue.
Yes, 100%.
It's
yeah.
revenue.
It's an
Then
experience.
They're going to go
Yeah.
into restaurants and all of that. You know,
Yes,
Well,
yes.
as simple as the I go to New Hampshire. My kids love to go there for entertainment.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
beautiful.
Zip lines.
Yes, yeah.
Zip lines.
yeah.
How difficult it is to get an investor that wants to come to Fall River
Right.
and invest in a zip line?
We're on the Fall River Freetown line. We have all that forest over there. We could utilize some of it, right?
We have a
So many
lot of
resources,
lands
correct,
that
yes.
could be
Nobody's
making
thinking like you.
money.
Carlos, nobody's thinking like you.
know, I mean,
Yep. Nobody's thinking this way.
I have a lot of things on my
Yep,
head that
yep.
this city is going to be a huge turnaround.
Yeah. Carlos, I mean, I don't want to keep us too long. I know you're a busy guy, but let me say this. Do you, like day one, right? Day one, you are the mayor of Fall River. What is the plan? What are you hitting first?
First would be we need to know how much money we really have.
Yep.
Because, so forensic audit is going to be my first thing.
Mhm.
Because I truly believe that we have a lot of money there
Mhm.
that we can not cut tax on the taxpayer,
Mhm.
but freeze them.
Sure.
Freeze them. Let's see how much money we can save the taxpayers
Sure.
and put it back on your pocket.
Yeah.
Between new revenue
Mhm.
and money that we're going to fund on a budget,
Mhm.
$240 million in 5 years, it's
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, I believe that we can turn the city around.
Sure. Sure.
You know, and
Sure.
and try new stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever we're doing, administration after administration, whatever they're doing is not resulting.
Right. Right.
We're getting worse and worse.
Right.
We need to put a stop,
ARPA.
turn around, and try something different.
ARPA.
Yep. Yes. $87 million.
Where?
Yep. So we need to try new stuff.
Mhm.
We need new ideas, and we need to turn the city around and put the taxpayers first in every decision.
Sure.
Because if it's not good for me,
Sure.
it's not good for you. It's
Sure.
not good for the taxpayer. And everything that I've been accomplishing till today
Yeah.
is like this. If it's not good for me,
Mm.
it's not good. I'm not going to sell it to nobody else because
Agreed.
it's not good.
Right.
It's one thing.
If it's
that
not
I
good for
learned.
you, it's not good for anybody, right?
Correct.
Right.
So
right. Right.
because at the end, I will get blamed
Mm.
because you would. I'm not going to presi.
Right. Right. Kapuzic. Right. Right. Right.
So
Right. Right.
First of all, if it's not good for me,
Sure.
it's not good for the
Sure.
taxpayer.
Sure.
And I want to put them in every decision.
Mhm.
I want to put the taxpayers first. And my plan is to put money back on their pocket.
Okay.
Because they're the ones that deserve. They're the ones that most of them work their entire lives,
Mhm.
and they've seen everything going
Yeah,
down
gone.
and
Gone.
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 So
I had Chris Peckham in that chair,
Mhm.
and he is an advocate for the incinerator project. What's happening
Yes.
there? And I be honest with you, like I've been my ear to the ground. Like I try to listen, and I haven't heard anyone else talk about that. And I think it's so very important
Mhm.
to realize what has happened there. And I like to mention it because it'll absolutely be important. If you become the mayor of the city,
Yeah.
that how we manage that. I know there's a push for the $16.9 million. They want to bury it. They want to build things there. But I also feel that the citizens that had bought and purchased properties in those areas, they have a right to know.
Yep.
And if this is toxic, if this is something that's dangerous,
it's very important. It's very important to be very clear with them and not lie to them. If we're gonna go through a tough 2 years, don't hide from them. Tell
Mhm.
them, something. I have the solution, but we need to go through this period
Sure.
to get us there. But that's what you're gonna see when we get there.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
right now it's nothing there.
Right.
It's nothing there. It's
Right.
we living year to year, and the taxpayers are, I see it this way. if I don't make enough money, if I have bills, it's two ways that I can pay my bills. Either I cut expenses to make it on my budget, or I fund more work. Okay.
Yep.
So that's the same concept that we should have.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
If we don't cut where we are overspending, okay, we need new revenue.
Yeah. Of course.
Help them.
Yeah.
Not
there has to be an offset.
going back to the tax and taxpayers' pockets, it's not the solution for a problem.
Sure. Sure.
That's what I think.
Sure.
And that's what everybody is convinced is. If we need money, we go back to them. They have money. So.
Yeah. Oh, I just happened to find $5 million over here, just by accident. And then one last question, Carlos, and then I'll let you address the audience. But I think this day and age, and I know you mentioned the budget, and I realize that you're very passionate about that. And I say to myself, I think this would be a great opportunity to leverage something like Doge. I know Doge, they sometimes take these requests and, they do this as for free. They don't charge anything for it. It's a service that they provide. And I wonder if that's something that you would consider tapping into. And the other, and along with that question is, do you feel that if we are on the prefaces of AI, and AI being, I think, a huge factor in the way we revolutionize and streamline the books, right? Let's just say the books, because I would say City Hall is probably packed 3/4 full of paper, right? Paper.
Yes.
What if we could eliminate all that and utilize AI? Is that something that you're open to? Is that something that you would consider?
Because it's easier for us to press a button and have all the information that we need. That put 5 books of 1,000 pages each and go line by line trying to look for one problem.
Yes.
That's something that we need to work on too.
Right.
Because how many times city councils ask, well, we would like to have that number. What's that number? Oh, I don't have it right here. And why they don't say we're gonna hold the meeting and you're gonna get the paper? Because they know that they're gonna bring the books and they're gonna be on the table looking for the line that they're looking for.
Right.
So it's impossible.
Right.
To to just hold a meeting.
Of course.
For them to get our number.
Of course.
But if we have that on
AI
the system,
and have a system in place.
That you press a
You
button,
put in the query and it
and
says,
all the
here you go.
information is
Yes.
there.
Yeah. There it is right there.
Yeah.
And I think, that's where we need to be, because I think with too much paper, you hide too much, right? There's no checks and balances.
Yes.
And, and I see it in you. You're Azorian, my mom Azorian, and every penny counts.
Oh,
Every single penny counts. She taught me that, and I believe that. And the fact that I live that mantra, like my mom told me to, it gives me the ability to give back to my community. We are constantly supporting the community.
Mas a gente costuma dizer em português, a galinha enche o papo, não é de uma vez, é de grão a grão.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. It's true. Tem razão. And in English for the audience?
The way we fill up, it's not all at once. It's
Bite.
bite
Yeah.
by bite.
Yes. Amazing. Carlos, it's been such a pleasure to have you here. I tell you, I enjoyed all the interviews, but I feel a connection to you, sir. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud to know that you're from the Azores. I love my culture. I love my country. I am very proud of my family. My grandparents came here. My mom came here. I grew up in the house across the street, my vavo and my vavu. My mom owns property here. Like we live the American dream. I live the American dream. I have the pleasure of having you sit in that chair, sir, and share this opportunity with us, talk about the journey, because they took the chance and they came here and they built legacy. And I'm so very proud of that, and I'm very proud of you, sir, and I'm so glad to have you here.
I appreciate once again, thank you for inviting me. I had a great time. I
Wonderful.
hope the residents of Fall River give me the chance
Sure.
to represent them and the opportunity to work on their behalf on the 6th floor and to try to save them money.
Excellent.
It's time for us to start save money.
100%. And just real quick, Carlos, if people wanted to contribute to your campaign, if they wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way that they can do that?
They can just go on my website.
Okay.
They can.
And what's that website? It's just for the audience. CarlosCesar.com? Or is it
Carlos-
for mayor? Or sometimes they...
vote CarlosCesar.com.
Okay, vote CarlosCesar.com.
So I appreciate if you could, in any way, help me. I have people asking me for signs. I have people, I almost late coming in here because I was knocking on doors, and I bump into somebody that really.
I would have waited for you, Carlos. I would have waited for you, buddy.
I didn't know it was live or not.
Yeah,
so that's why I
well,
was like, I think I'm going
in true and fairness, like David actually considered. He's like, hey, what do you think live? And I said, I know what, Carlos. I don't think it's fair. And I think if anything, I'd love to have you come back. I think you have the same opportunity as the other candidates that came on here. You know, I didn't do live with them. So, you know, I think that's an added pressure. And I really, honestly, never mind anything else. I really wanted to talk to you.
But even if it was live, I think we did good.
Oh, I think we did wonderful. I think you did amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm proud to know you. And I hope I can call you friend, Carlos. Thank you so much.
It was my pleasure to come in
Thank you,
here.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Anytime I'm going to hit as much shows I can because I think it's the best way for people to hear from me.
Right.
I'm a bigger believer in shows.
Yeah.
I'm not that great believer in debates.
Because
how much can you answer in 3 minutes?
Sure.
I don't think it's fair for the candidates
to
have a debate when they have a question in 3 minutes to answer.
Right.
I don't think it's fair. In shows like this, then we have an opportunity.
Yeah, it's a three-dimensional. It's a three-dimensional view. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Right.
What we want to do.
Right.
And you know. So
right. You know, some people would argue that and say, well, how you doing under pressure? Like, how do you? If I hit,
I have no problem.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I can see you're cool, man. I can tell you're chill. Absolutely.
I had shows at the BCC studio for years.
Yeah. Right. I can tell you're very comfortable.
Was live. Okay, let's do it. And let's do it.
Yeah. You know, real quick, you mentioned Raul Benavides. Can I tell you that obviously the purpose of what I do here is for my community, but I just wanted to say it because I just find it, you know, the universe is amazing, and I think it's just funny that you mentioned him. The reason I'm here is because of him. My Vavu, who lived in that yellow house right in the corner, if you remember, they used to do the procession every year.
Yes.
Procession passava aqui. Yeah. So Raul Benavides would ask my Vavu, hey, can I set up on your roof? Because he's like this got the corner store. Yes. And my Vavu said, of course, they sit there. And my Vavu would be all proud, you know, with his big key ring and be up there. And there's Raul on his roof. And I remember being a little kid and coming up on the roof and seeing Raul. And I was like, oh, wow, the headphones, the microphone. Yeah. And he said, come on over. And he sat me on his lap. Yeah. And he put the headphones on.
He
was
great, man.
I'll tell you, man. And so wouldn't you know, like 20, so let's just say 20 years later, I'm working at Comcast. And I get a trouble call, and it's his house on Highland Avenue, right?
Yes.
I walk in the door. He sees my face. He goes, yo, Vavu Marian. I said, yes, Marian. I said, how do you even remember that? And so, long story short, he asked me, he's like, hey, would you be interested in managing my equipment? He's like, I have a lot of, and he was still FM, AM, I should say. AM. And so he had all the analog equipment. Yeah. So, I mean, did you ever go up there? Did you ever see it?
Oh, yeah,
it looked like a school bus. It was so humongous, right? And so he's like, would you mind managing, you know, my internet and my equipment? And I said, I would absolutely love to. And so I was exposed to that. So, you know, rest in peace for Raul Benavides. I mean, I haven't heard his voice in a long time, but another pillar of the community who supported us. I remember on Sundays hearing his voice and people trading washing machines and stoves, right? Like, and his voice was my Sunday morning, you know, and it warms my heart that you would even bring his name up. Yes. Carlos, I appreciate you, sir. I wish you all of the best luck. You are a friend of the show. My services, whatever David and I can provide for you, just reach out to us. We'll exchange contacts. And whenever you want this platform, I'm with you. If you'd like, I'd even offer if you want to go door to door, I'd love to go with you. I would love to see and hear what, you know, what the constituents have to say to you, and how they feel. You know what I mean? Yep. And you're more than welcome to go see my mom, too. I'm sure she'd love to talk to you. Oh, yeah. Carlos, thanks again. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Carlos Cesar, go and vote for him in November. We get the primaries coming up first, but, of course, after the primaries in November, right? September 16th for the primaries and November 4th for the mayoral election. So there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate this. You know, we got 2 candidates left that haven't made it to the show yet. I won't call them out here, but I have reached out to both of them and I haven't heard anything back, which is okay. I just don't want any pressure from anybody, and this isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I want the audience to know that we are here for the community, and we'll continue to support these candidates and deliver the true message of who they are and what they represent. So I appreciate you. Thank you, David, for being here. Gary, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it today. And to the audience, we appreciate you. Thanks for being here on this journey. Remember, always remember that all roads lead here.